We have another question from our Facebook page, and it's about the city's budget. Mayor Joe McComb is going to begin this round of questions. Mayor McComb, how would you create a budget that funds city services and improvements without steadily increasing property taxes, wastewater taxes, water taxes as frequently as the city has done over these past 10 plus years? Please let us know.
Well, I'm not sure where the person asking the question about being there for 10 years. This is just my 4th year. First of all, your water bill is not a tax. It's a fee for service. This year, the budget was adopted with no tax rate increase. We had no water increase, no wastewater rate increase, no solid waste increase. And so we're doing everything we can to stay within and keep our tax rate as low as possible, and yet provide the services that the public wants. We have a lot of people that come up that say they want to keep their taxes low, and I agree with those. I don't like paying taxes either. But we also have a lot of people that come up and say we'd like to have our streets fixed. We want to make sure we've got good water. We've got a superior water system now. And the more people that want services, somebody's got to pay for them, either through the rate structure or their taxes. So we try to find a balance. But this year, because of the the COVID virus, we said this is not the time to raise the tax rate, and we didn't. And we're continuing to move forward. And I think we've done an excellent job. We've reduced our bonded indebtedness over $200 million in the last 4 years. And we'll continue down that path as I'm mayor for the next 2 years.
Thank you, Mayor. John Medina is up next. Mr. Medina, tell us how you would create a budget without raising property taxes and wastewater fees, as the mayor puts it, and as the city has been doing according to our Facebook submitter. Let us know, Mr. Medina.
Well, I don't think that we need to be raising any more fees. The taxes are so high they've been so high. Our water bill has been very high, and just too many things have been. We don't need any more raising the taxes here. Our budget needs to not get any higher than it is. I, as mayor, will keep it down. I will look for any try to make this city a revenue generating machine. We need to make this city to where we can make money and just bring revenue in so we can pay for things.
Thank you. Paulette Guardo is up next. Ms. Guardo, as a member of the City Council, you were recently involved in the budget process. If you were mayor, how would you create a budget that doesn't rely on raising taxes, raising fees, like the Facebook questioner asks? Go ahead and let us know, please.
Sure. We currently have a balanced budget. We upgraded our city's bond rating with Fitch and Moody's twice in the last 15 months. We've not had a tax rate increase. We can increase services because we have a sound budget. And as mayor, I will continue to cut waste, reduce the inefficiencies, redundancies, and be a very careful guardian of taxpayers' dollar. That's basically what I have been doing. All of this really requires a focus of the oversight that the $1 billion budget requires. And I'm the only candidate here before you that is able and willing to give you a full-time mayor. Leadership is everything. And when it comes to the budget, it's our responsibility, is the mayor's responsibility to have complete oversight of this $1 billion budget.
Thank you. Our next candidate is going to be Pancho Villa. And the question is about putting together a budget that doesn't rely on raising taxes and raising fees. So, Mr. Villa, clue us in on how you are going to go about crafting a budget if you become mayor, please.
Okay, I have a situation where there's a lot of streets that are under construction, and sometimes nobody is there to continue the work. I think that they should not tear up so many streets at one time and not be working on them. I think they should work on one street, finish it, and then go to the next one, and so on, because it's causing a lot of problems for people that go throughout Corpus Christi. We have Morgan Street, which is an emergency lane, and they've been working on that street for, I would approximately say, 1 year. And sometimes you go by there and there's nobody working on it. Something is wrong. We brought in a man from San Antonio that was supposed to correct all these problems that we have with the streets of Corpus Christi, but they continue to grow. I think the leadership of Corpus Christi needs to change, to give direction to the city manager and say, hey, look, we got a problem here, fix it, and let the city manager do it. I think that the time has come for a change in leadership. And I have nothing against personally, but that's the way it is, you know. If you're not happy with one situation, have somebody else come in and fix the problem. So I definitely think that with this budget that they have, it should be able to take care of any problem that we have in Corpus Christi. And that's why I'm running for mayor of Corpus Christi, and I hope you support me, because I see the
Thank you very
name
much. We're
there.
out of time, sir. Let's move on to candidate Eric Rodriguez. Rodriguez, it's the same budget question. Tell us how you'll put together a budget that doesn't raise our property taxes, doesn't raise our wastewater and water fees. Go ahead and begin, sir.
Thank you for whoever asked that question via Facebook. It's a great question. So one of the things I think that we haven't looked at and other candidates haven't mentioned is on my platform. And what I would like to do is reconstruct the industrial district agreements. And what I mean by that is make sure that we get the industrial districts to pay their fair share. And we can start off small. It doesn't have to be a big gap. We can start off from moving them from their 60% to their 70%. And the next council is going to have that responsibility to look at that contract when it comes up again. And I think it's important that we also add in that contract that once they sign it, they cannot come back and ask for reevaluations on, they're part of the district. It's very important that we keep them stuck to that contract. And that's thinking outside of the box, easy, fast way to bring in new revenue to our budget in the city. Thank you all for that question again.
Let's go to Priscilla Gonzalez. You're up next. It's the budget question. How would you create a budget that doesn't rely on increasing property taxes, increasing fees on wastewater and water and wastewater services? Go ahead and begin, please.
I'm going to keep this very simple and use one of my examples. For example, I refinanced my vehicle. When I first financed it, it was at 6%. I went back to my bank and I refinanced it for 1.9%. I looked back at my finances and I don't know anybody else that can get 1.9% financing on a vehicle. So I saved money by doing that. So what we do as a city is we go back, we look at all of our finances, we see where we can cut our funding, and we see where we can actually secure and save money. That way we don't actually have to raise taxes for everybody.
Joe Michael Perez is going to wrap up this round of questioning. Mr. Perez, tell us how you were going to put together a city budget that does not rely on property tax increases and increased fees on water and wastewater services. Go ahead and begin, please.
All right. So how you increase your fiscal budget is that, let me go ahead and explain to everybody what's going on right now. We lost $8 million because of this pandemic. Everything on shutdown. You cannot increase your revenue when every restaurant, everything has a shutdown and a limit of occupancy. And then two, we have too many parks. We have parks right now that are not being maintained. We have money in the budget, but we have parks that are being neglected. What about Cole Park right now, a skate park? One person did tell me is that that part is being neglected. So how you want to go ahead and generate your revenue, your fiscal budget, it's easy. We have parks that are not being used right now, rezoning. Some of the parks that are deserted, we need rezoning, and commercial rezoning and residential rezoning. And that's how you increase your fiscal budget without raising taxes.
All right, Joe Michael Perez, thank you for that. And listen, that is going to have to be the last question of the night.